about 3-4 weeks.
This is a great honor for every fan of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm honored to be in the NFL.
What can I say? Mamba out.
All right, everybody. It's your boy Jay McLovin here on the afternoon show with Tony and Gonzo and Chris. How's everybody doing today? I know me and Tony were talking about it's cold. It has been cold here, but I am not complaining anymore. I know how cold it is up north, and I'm gonna stop doing that. How you doing, Tony?
Doing good, man. It's pretty chilly out there. That wind's blowing, and I think it's about 24 degrees right now. And so it's probably around 10 or so right now. I think it might get below zero with the wind chill tonight. So we'll see how it goes. Well, hopefully everybody had a good with Wednesday today. Okay, good Tuesday yesterday, and I'm gonna have a good Wednesday today. Being retired, I'm losing my days. All right, guys, let's jump into some college football playoff top 25. And there was a couple moves. I know I talked to Chris last night, man, that I kind of scratched my head on. And I think, we'll get into it. Let's give what's what here. Ohio State is number 1 still, 12-0. IU 12-0, 2. Georgia number 3, 11-1. Texas Tech 11-1, number 4. Number 5, Oregon 11-1. Ole Miss stayed up there pretty good, 11-1. Number 6, even though they lost their head coach, we wondered if that was going to affect things. So not a whole lot. Number 7, Texas A&M 11-1. 8, Oklahoma 10-2. Here's where the change happened here at 9 and 10. Last week, I believe Notre Dame was 9 at 10-2, and Alabama was number 10. But now it's Alabama 9 and Notre Dame 10, both at 10-2. BYU's 11, 10-1. Miami is number 12 at 10-2. We got Texas at number 13, Vanderbilt 14, Utah 15, USC 16, Virginia 17, Arizona as 18, Michigan 19, Tulane 20, Houston at 21, Georgia Tech at 22, Iowa back in the rankings at 23, North Texas at 24, and James Madison at 25. Chris, I'll go to you first. Anything that stood out to you, and what do you think about the rankings that came out last night?
They set Notre Dame up to get pushed out. Notre Dame needs BYU to win. If BYU loses to Texas Tech, Notre Dame's probably gonna get pushed out because BYU will move down. They'll move Miami up one spot, and they'll put Miami and Notre Dame right together, and then they'll end up going to head to head and put Miami in over Notre Dame. So Notre Dame needs BYU to win. If BYU loses, they're going to move out. So to me, that was the big thing about these rankings is they've set Notre Dame up to where BYU was to lose to Texas Tech again. They're probably going to move out, and Miami will probably move in above Notre Dame.
Okay, let me understand some. I have a question for you because I'm a little confused. So you're saying they need BYU to win. So wouldn't that hurt Notre Dame even more?
No, because if BYU wins, BYU will either stay where they're at, or they'll move up in the top 10 some, and then that's not going to help Miami as much.
So you think if BYU and Notre Dame both get in?
Yes, if BYU wins, the rankings basically stay how they are.
But how would that work? Because you got two conference. You got two. You're going to lose two.
You still got two conference
somebody's gonna
champions.
get pushed out.
Yeah. So
Yeah, 'cause
I
you
don't.
got 2 conference champions, correct, that make it in?
I think BYU is better if it's better for Notre Dame if BYU loses. Just my opinion. I'm not saying I'm right. But that's why I take it, because I think it's worse for if BYU wins, because BYU is going to be in for sure, and so is Texas Tech. So right there, you got 11. All 11 is going to be in, but one of them's got to be out. And if BYU at 11-1 wins, honestly, they're probably going to be ahead of Notre Dame and Alabama. I would say that's what the committee would do. I can't say for sure. The thing that struck me was, and look, Alabama deserves to be in. Notre Dame deserves to be in. Miami deserves to be in. I mean, the way they do it's a little, is the way they do it. But all them teams are deserving to be in. But the thing that I didn't like was Alabama moved ahead of Notre Dame. What the hell did Alabama do to deserve to go over? They've been behind them for 2 weeks. What did they do? They beat Auburn, a team that's got 3 or 4 wins.
Right.
I know it was at Auburn. I know it's a rivalry, but they barely beat them. They got outplayed. They actually got lucky to win that game, in my opinion. They won by 7 points. And Notre Dame played a rival in Stanford and destroyed them. I believe that game was at Stanford. I could be wrong. It could have been at Notre Dame, but I think it was at Stanford. Completely destroyed them, beat them by 35, 40 points. So why did Alabama all of a sudden jump? In my opinion, it's to protect Alabama and make sure Alabama is in no matter what. And again, I don't. And again, I'm not saying Alabama's not a better team than Notre Dame. I'm just going by what it was the week before. What changed? I don't think enough changed. They barely beat Auburn. So I don't understand that movement. Is the thing that I didn't understand. And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Alabama don't deserve to be in. They deserve to be in. So does Notre Dame. So does maybe BYU. I mean, I don't think they play a super tough schedule, but I think Miami deserves to be in because they beat Notre Dame and they got the same record. So who knows?
Yeah, that always kind of baffles me too. And I think it's people's opinions, it's voters' opinions, and I always wonder if there's still some other stuff. If you're a voter, you're an influenced person. I still wonder if there's some stuff back doors that we don't know about that goes into these rankings and how they get ranked and things like that. Because some of it, like you said, some of it I don't understand either. I don't think there's a scenario now where even Texas can get in. I don't think that's a likely scenario at this point.
I don't think so either, even though I think it kind of sucks that if Alabama was to lose, and I know it's a conference game and you don't want to penalize them for a conference game, I understand that, but they would have 3 losses. Texas would have 3 losses. In my opinion, Texas has got just as good as wins of Alabama, but they didn't make the conference. So you can make that argument.
True. Yeah.
They make the conference. So you can make that argument. So I can understand Texas is probably a deserving team, but then, people are going to say, well, they shouldn't have lost to Florida. Well, I'll say Alabama shouldn't have lost to Florida State. So,
everybody has that one, right? What blows my mind?
Not everybody has that one.
I mean, we're not all Indiana. We can't all be. I cannot wait till the Ohio-Indiana game comes out.
Indiana's not. Hey, wait a minute. Indiana's not the only one that don't have that one. Ohio State don't have that one either.
That's what I said. That's why I can't wait for that game because everybody wants to see that game at this point, right?
Yep. I agree.
Everybody wants to see that game.
I tell you what, man, Saturday is a stacked Saturday. We got Georgia and Alabama. We got Ohio State and IU. For me, we got NXT going on for me. We got UFC's got a big card. I mean, there's just so much going on this Saturday, man. It's going to be a great Saturday.
You know what I don't understand, though, since we're talking rankings and things like that. Obviously we just talked about there's 2 conference championship winners that are going to get in there, right? So take JMU, for example. If JMU wins their conference championship game, that means they get in the playoffs. And I don't think JMU in there.
No, they're not. I mean,
you know what I'm saying? But they're representative of their conference, but come on.
Yeah.
That's a part of the rankings I don't understand.
Me and Chris talked last night. He was under the assumption if Virginia was to win, they're going to be one of the teams.
Right.
Chris, what was the other one? Chris, was it James Madison or was it another one?
Right now it's Tulane.
Tulane. So right now the favorites for the conference, if they win, would be Tulane and Virginia. So I think James Madison needs one of them teams to lose.
They would need Tulane. Yeah. They would need Tulane. Tulane would be their James Madison's best chance to get in for them to lose. If Virginia loses to Duke, Duke won't get in because even though they're a conference champion, even though they won the conference championship game, they're not ranked in the top 25 or whatever. They're not one of the top. So they could put a large team in, so then they could put like Miami or somebody like that.
Yeah, Miami. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
if Virginia wins, they're in, and then if Tulane wins, they would be the team that would be up there.
So like you said, could help a team like a BYU if they lose, or a Miami to get in if Duke pulled the upset. They would help them get in. Yeah, it's crazy. Just like me and Chris talked about, if you look at it right now, the best place to be, the way the rankings are right now, would be number 4. Number 4, Texas Tech. First game would be against either Oregon or a conference winner. If you're number 1 right now, the way the rankings are, number 1 Ohio State would play the winner of Oklahoma and Alabama, and they're the number 1 seed now. Which has got the easier game?
Yeah. No, absolutely. If you're the number 1 spot, you're really, and there's no points for number 1. I mean, you're ranked number 1, but there's no points for that, right? No. I mean, it's not like you're not guaranteed. You still have to win. So you're right. I think positioning wise, for the easier schedule or strength of it, would be like you said at number 4. Because I wouldn't want to go back to back, top 5 teams. I mean, that's a lot. Yeah. That's a big task.
Yeah, number 1. Number 2 team, IU, would play the winner right now of Texas Tech and Notre Dame as of right now. Yeah. And then Georgia at number 3 would play the winner of a conference championship and Ole Miss.
It'd be Texas A&M and Notre Dame, wouldn't it?
I said Texas Tech. I had Texas Tech first scratched it out and put Texas A&M.
I was just making sure. I wasn't 100% sure. I wasn't 100% sure.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I thought it was because it's probably going to be in Texas A&M, the winner of Texas A&M and Miami, the way they set this bracket.
I don't think IU will be number 2. I think IU is either going to be number 1 or 3 and 4 because
I think it depends.
Okay.
I think it depends on how the game goes. If we lose a 3-point game, I don't think that I think we'll stay at number 2 because they say they're not going. The thing is, they're not supposed to penalize.
Well, my thing is, let's say IU loses by 7.
In a conference championship.
Let's say IU loses by 7. Or either way, Ohio State IU loses by 7. Indiana would jump to 1 if they won, and Ohio State would probably go to 2. But let's say Georgia plays Alabama and Georgia beats them by 21. Could Georgia move up into that number 2 spot?
So I don't think so because you're just avenging a loss.
True.
Alabama beat you in Georgia earlier in the year. Right. Now you're beating them on a neutral field.
Yeah, if the game's close between Indiana and Ohio State, I agree with you. If it's a close game,
if we was to get blown, IU was to get blown out, or say something was to happen and IU was to blow Ohio State out, then I could see one of them teams not being number 2. I think if it's a good game, I think them teams are going to stay 1 and 2 and just maybe.
Let me ask you this: let's say Georgia destroys Alabama, beats them by 21 points. Could that? And I know they claim that it's not going to count against you in the conference game. But could it knock Alabama out of the playoffs because they're number 9? And if they get destroyed and get their 3rd loss, could that make a difference?
I think if they get destroyed, yes. I think that would be maybe the only way.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree with you. If they get destroyed, I don't think they will. But
no, I don't think either team there will get destroyed. I think it'll be a really close game. I'd be surprised if it's not.
That's what I was getting ready to say. It wouldn't surprise me if Georgia won the game, but I wouldn't be surprised if Alabama beat Georgia again. I think them two teams could play 10 times, and you could have a different winner 4 or 5 times.
Do you expect Virginia and Tulane to win their games?
I'm not sure who Tulane's playing, to be honest with you. Are they playing North Texas? Maybe.
I think it is.
But I do expect I expect Virginia to beat Duke. But yeah, I would say I think Tulane to beat North Texas. If North Texas beats Tulane, that's when you could have an argument for James Madison, and I think there was one other team that they were talking about last night.
Yeah, because they got James Madison and North Texas both in the rankings. North Texas 24, James Madison 25.
Yeah.
And James Madison, the only ranked team that they played at that time, they're not ranked now, is Louisville, and Louisville beat them by I think by 14, if I remember right, like 28-14 is what I'm thinking. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, do you think it would make things easier if they went to 16 teams, or do you think it'd be the same old shit?
I think it'd be the same. I mean, look, NCAA basketball, they up to now 68 teams or whatever, and they still argue about who the teams there at the end. I mean, this year it would be. This year, I think it would be nice to have 16 because you have. I think you have some teams that are right there, but like last year, there wouldn't. Last year having 16, I think it would have been too many because you didn't have as many. Many good teams. Yeah, I don't know what I think the biggest answer is the biggest thing they got to change how they're coming up with the playoffs.
It's just tough.
Getting a group of 13 people together and talking about and voting on it. To me isn't the right way.
I mean, they've got to do something for these conferences. I mean, some of these conferences, they're screwed because they don't play a tough enough schedule. But if they play a tougher schedule, they ain't gonna possibly not gonna have a chance to get in. But what? Let's say 2 years from now, James Madison just built a great, super great team, goes undefeated, beats everybody by 30 points, and they get and they get penalized because they're what they are. So if they change it and say no, we're going to take the best. We're going to take the best 12 teams, and that's it. We're not going to worry about these smaller conferences. It would suck for the smaller conference that 1 year they may have that team that is good enough to play, but so I mean, it's a tough situation. I mean, it's not an easy situation.
I get what you're saying, but the way they're doing it now, you're still not including everybody.
Oh no,
I mean,
no.
You still got college. You got colleges. You got the smaller conferences that are getting left out right now.
Well, it seems to me like the smaller conferences, that they want to move up and that type of thing, they got to put some big time teams on their schedule. Yeah, that's right.
A lot of teams don't want to play them unless you go, like Ball State, where we live, is a MAC school. Yeah, they played Georgia last year and they play Auburn, but the only way they can play them teams is to go there to play them. You can't get them teams to come play you.
No, I get it. From a money-wise standpoint, they wouldn't get it, right? I mean, the bigger teams would, which should, because they're the ones that are the draw. But it would help them maybe get notoriety or get up into those rankings and get better recruits and possibly even move those teams into a bigger conference or make the conference better. I don't know.
Let me ask you
Ball State. Here's what hurts Ball State. Like they played Georgia this year. And I think they played Auburn this year, or it might have been last year they played Auburn. But they'll play these big SEC schools because they get that paycheck. But then what happens is they'll start to build a decent team, and then they lose all their players to Georgia, Auburn, and all these big schools in the transfer portal. So you can't ever. It's hard for these smaller schools to ever get ahead because you lose everybody every year.
Right.
If you get a coach that's successful 2 years in a row at a small school, somebody, and it may not be Georgia interested, but it may be UConn or the next step up. Somebody's going to take them away.
Right.
I had an idea. I want to see what you guys thought of it. What if they did your top 8 schools, who they thought the top 8 was, and then you take your other 16, the top 24, and you take the other 16 teams and play a playing game. You could use your rankings, 9 play, 24, 10 play, whatever, and you use your rankings, and then you would get down to 16. So that way you're including 24 teams, but you got a playing game. You got to play yourself into the tournament. Do you think something like that would work?
I do like the idea of a play-in because, you have to earn your way in that spot rather than somebody voting you in. So I do like the competitive side of that,
I mean, right now, let's say going by the rankings right now, number 9 would play, for example, would play 24. So Alabama would play North Texas. I mean, I know that's a big task, but it's an opportunity. At least North Texas would have an opportunity. They're probably gonna get killed, but at least they can have. But they they're gonna have an opportunity to earn the way. Number 23 Iowa would play number 10 Notre Dame. I mean, that'd be a game I'd like to see because I like Iowa. For example, 11 BYU would play 22 Georgia Tech. That I mean, Georgia Tech you could think could have a chance against BYU. So I mean, it'd be interesting.
What if you done it this way? What if you got your 12 teams and then let me rephrase that. Expand it to 14 teams. Take your top 12. You get your 12, and then 13, 14 play 13 and 16 play each other. Or no, 13. Yeah, them 13 through 16. They play each other, and you play, and the two winners get the 13 to 14 spot.
Yeah, I think 14 is going to make it uneven, though, isn't it? For the bracket, you'd almost have to go 16, Chris. I think, wouldn't you?
Well, I mean, the way you're giving teams buys, you could give somebody a buy.
12, you can give 4 buys. If you give 14, that's going to make it tough to. I mean, I'm not saying you can't do it.
Yeah,
it's a possibility, but I don't know with the bracket. But
yeah.
I think it would be interesting. I mean, if Texas got in and had to play somebody like, perfect example. Let's say Texas at 13 would play 21 Houston.
See, I think more I look at, I think Notre Dame screwed either way. Because say Texas Tech beats BYU again.
Yep.
Texas Tech blew them out the last time. Say they blow them out again. Are they going to move BYU down a spot?
Yeah, Miami's going to move up next to Notre Dame, and then are you going to? I still think that because Miami's been behind Notre Dame all this time. Notre Dame don't have a game left. Miami don't have a game left. So how do you that last poll? Can you move Miami in front of them? It don't make sense. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Miami don't deserve to be in front. I'm not saying that. But how can it? If no more games left to play, in all this time, the last 3 or 4 weeks they've been behind them. How could you move them ahead of them now?
Oh, I agree, but I think they're going to say. I think they're going to say now that they're beside each other in the rankings that head-to-head matters.
Why wouldn't it matter when they was 13 or 14 and 10?
Because they said they weren't in the same group. They weren't in the same grouping, but now they'll be in the same group. It's the stupidest shit
crazy.
in the world. But that's what
that is crazy.
But that's what they're saying. But that's what that guy was saying the other night. Was once they get in the same group, then we'll look at head-to-head. Well, if they're beside each other, now they're in the same damn group.
I want people to understand, I'm not picking on Miami. I'm not saying Miami shouldn't be there. I'm just saying, why wasn't they there before? How can you move things now after the season's over?
The thing is, they're going to run college football, because what's going to happen is teams aren't going to want to play each other.
For example,
so now everybody's going to schedule all these scheduled cupcakes. Because, for example, Texas would be in right now if they wanted to schedule Ohio State first game of the year. They wanted to schedule Ohio State first game of the year. They would have 2 losses, and they would be in. There would be no discussion about it. But since they scheduled Ohio State first game of the year, they lost that game, and then they messed up. Yes, you can say they lost to Florida, but they lost that game. Gives them 3 losses, and just because the way they look at it, if you have 3 losses, that shouldn't matter either. If you're a 3-loss team and you're better than a 2-loss team, you should.
And my other thing is people going to say, "Well, yeah, but they got."
They're not giving these. They're telling these teams basically not to play the strong out of conference schedule because it's not going to help you.
Well, and they say that these guys say we go by the eye test. Another thing on Texas' behalf, I know what the score said with Georgia and Texas at the end of the game. Texas got blown out, but that game was a close game to the 4th quarter, and then they got blew out.
I agree.
So I mean, did they watch the game? Just don't go by the final score, because Texas was there until they fell apart.
Texas' defense was straight up tired when they lost that onside kick, and they had to go back at their back-to-back drives. That made their defense was done. You can see it. I watched that game. You can see that their defense was tired and they were just flat out done. If it was me, I like to see kind of what you're talking about a play-in, kind of what the NBA kind of does, where you take maybe you take, teams 9 through 12, which are kind of bubble teams, right? And you had them play, 13 through 16 or 17, right?
Yeah.
And then let that be your 12, right? And that way you've encompassed the 16 teams that you would have normally had in a playoff that they were talking about expanding to. Why not let them earn that?
Well, like you said, you could take 9, 10, 11, 12, play 13, 14, 15, 16, and that gets you down to your 12 teams.
Yeah, exactly. And that way it takes all of like what we're talking about. Well, I don't understand why this team's here. I think it takes a lot of that away. And I think you're going to get a better playoffs too, because you're going to have truly more competitive teams in it, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just my thought on it, but
yeah, there's definitely different ways you can do it. I mean, well, for example, you got Iowa, and I like Iowa. They got 4 losses, but they played a pretty tough schedule. And I'm not picking on anybody. And you can say this about a lot of teams. Texas is better than North Texas. Texas is better than James Madison, better than Houston, better than Tulane. But so is Iowa. I think Texas beats Virginia. My opinion. Virginia's not a bad team, though. I mean, you never know if Texas played a bad game. It could happen. Same thing with any team. You can play a bad game. Utah's got a pretty good team at 15. I mean, I think they're a deserving team to be considered. Vandy's a very good team. Got a real good quarterback. But yeah, there's definitely. I think Iowa can play with about anybody in the country. I'm not going to say they can beat anybody in the country because they don't have that quarterback. With that defense, they can play with anybody. But if you don't beat them, I guess what happens? You don't make the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay, the other thing, guys, I think I grabbed the wrong paper. No, I got it here. I wanted to talk about some of the coaches' changes, and I think there's been some more. And then I know Jay wanted to talk a little bit about signing day. Just to go over some of the things that have happened. Ole Miss, of course, promoted.
What's up, Joe?
Ole Miss promoted their defensive coordinator, Pete Golding, who used to be a defensive coordinator with Alabama. He was a defensive coordinator with Ole Miss this year. He's their new permanent head coach. So Golding will be their head coach now. Of course, Lane Kiffin left Ole Miss and went to LSU. Some other hires. Arkansas hired Ryan Silverfield away from Memphis. He did a pretty good job. Memphis was 8-4 this year. So Memphis is looking for a new coach. Auburn hired Alex Golish away from South Florida. His team was 9-3 this year, 23-15 over the 3 years he was there. And the people going to say, man, 23-15 ain't that great. Well, before we got there, they were 4-29. So the years prior. So he did a pretty good job turning that team around. Colorado State hired Jim Mora away from UConn. A lot of people was wondering why Colorado State is a better place than UConn, but Jim Moore is now there. He had a good season with UConn this year, 9-3. Florida hired John Summerall away from Tulane. Tulane still got a chance to make the playoffs. I'm not sure if he's staying there. I think he is staying there until the playoffs are over. In case they make it.
They've already okayed for him to coach in the playoffs.
Yeah, so Florida's got Summerall. Tulane was 10-2 this year, possibly a playoff team. Kentucky hired Will Stein, offensive coordinator from Oregon. That'd be their new head coach. And then the last one I had was Oregon State hired Alabama offensive coordinator Jamarcus Shepard to be their new head coach. And there was another one, Michigan State, I believe, hired Pat Fitzgerald, who was a pretty good pretty good coach a few years ago, who got in some trouble. And I can't even remember what the trouble was. I think it was with the young lady, if I remember correctly. But he got some trouble and got kind of pushed out of being a head coach. He is back, and he's going to be the new coach of Michigan State. That could be a pretty good hire. Fitzgerald is a pretty good coach. He did real well at Northwestern, and we all know Northwestern's not a football school. So he did a good job there. So, Chris, any names stand out to you, or anything stand out to you with the college football? Any surprises, or any hires you think is good or better than others? Or
real quick, what's up? Hold on. Okay, I thought I was muted. Hey, what's up, Joe? And then we also had not 100% how you pronounce that name. Hey, what's up? One that surprised me is Heartline. I thought he would be in the talks to get a bigger job. I thought maybe he might be the guy, maybe end up at Penn State or one of these other jobs. It kind of surprised me that he went to USF. I do know one thing about him going to USF is he is real good at, he's been known for recruiting Florida. Him going there, I think that's going to help him there. He's known as one of the best wide receiver coaches that there is. Like if you look at what he's done at Ohio State with their wide receivers, every year they put 2 or 3. It seems like 2 or 3 of them go to the pros and kill it. Egbuka being the latest, Jackson Smith, the Jigma as well. Like them guys, Hartline gets a lot of credit for a lot of stuff that they've been able to accomplish. And so I thought he would get maybe a bigger opportunity than USF. It kind of surprised me they left Ohio State to go to USF. So that was the one that surprised me the most. And then I like the Weiss Jr. is going back. The LSU and Lane Kiffin are letting him go back to Ole Miss and be the offensive coordinator throughout their playoff run. And he's going to go back to LSU because he got on the plane and went to LSU with Kiffin. But I do like that because it is Kiffin's system and stuff, but he was the play caller. He called the plays. He was offensive coordinator. So they're at least going to have that similarity. I think that's one reason why you didn't see Ole Miss move down. Because some people thought they might move down since they lost their coach, but since they didn't lose their complete coaching staff, the defensive coordinator is now going to be the head coach permanently. And then the offensive coordinator is still going to be there. I think that's why Ole Miss didn't move, which I agreed with. I don't think they should have I don't think you should punish the players by moving them down just because it's a different coach. The players are the ones that played on the field and earned their spot. So I did like they didn't move them down. But Hartline was the biggest surprise for me just because I thought he might leave, but I thought it'd be for a bigger position.
Yeah, for me, Fitzgerald getting another job and getting back into the Big Ten.
Didn't he get into some trouble?
Yeah, he got some trouble. I think it was with a young lady, if I remember correctly.
It's always a young lady, man.
Yeah, he getting into that Bobby Petrino trouble. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, I think he got in a little trouble, but he's a hell of a coach. And I think it's a good pickup for Michigan State. I really do. Of course, they got their work cut out for them, trying to recruit against Michigan and Ohio State and now even IU. And since IU's got better, and plus there's other teams, Iowa. So, I mean, he's got his work cut out for him, but look what he did at Northwestern, man. So if you can do that at Northwestern, I would think he's got a shot to do it at Michigan State. I'm not saying he's going to he had Northwestern in the Rose Bowl. So, I mean, who knows? But I think that's a good hire. I like the Summerall going to Florida. I think that's a good pickup. The one scratch my head was Jim Moore. I don't know that is that a big move going to Colorado State from UConn. I don't know if that's a big move. Colorado State isn't a bigger conference, I guess. So I guess if you look at it that way, so we'll see. I'm sure we'll be 2 or 3 years from now, we'll be talking about a few of these coaches getting fired and move it on because not all of them are going to work out. Jay,
I like Hartline. I thought offensive coordinator Hartline going down to Southern Florida. I think that's a good step for that program. They're building this brand new stadium on campus there at Southern Florida that he'll be able to break into. He was a receiver at Ohio, and so I think it's going to be good for the offensive game. He's very meticulous about where he goes. He doesn't just take jobs on a fluke. So I expect him to go down there, and I expect him to take USF to a new place. I think there are going to be some good things come out of that program. Yeah. And he's going to a warmer climate. Who doesn't like being in a warmer climate?
That's for sure. Big Lynn, any of these coaches' moves stand out to you?
No, all honestly. The only one that stood out to me was really the big one of the week, that being Lane Kiffin to Louisiana State University, so.
Let me ask everybody on the panel this question. Does LSU make the college playoffs next year, Jay?
No, I still think they're a couple of classes away. I don't think they make the. I think they. That's a hard one. I don't think they're going to make it. I think they're still a year or so away.
I think it depends on the quarterback they get. I'm confident that people are going to be knocking down the door to go to Kiffin. They're going to spend the money. I'm going to say yes. Chris?
Yeah, I think they're a playoff team next year. I think you're going to see quite a few of these Ole Miss players end up at LSU,
Yeah.
and as long as he figures the quarterback position out, I expect them to be a playoff team.
And
Did their quarterback Naismeier? Is it Naismeier? I think I say his name. He's gone, right? Is he going to the NFL or is he?
I'm not sure. Oh, I know he was really, really good last year, and things fell apart this year. I don't know what his class is now. If
I wasn't sure if he was.
If he was to come back, he may have his quarterback because Kiffin might be able to figure it out. Because I mean, he went from being but he was a guy that was considered as a candidate for the Heisman coming into the season, and things just fell apart. I don't know why, but they fell apart. Big Glenn, your thoughts on that?
Yes, I do think that they LSU gets in next year. I think they're probably going to be about where Alabama is this year as far as the Cards football rankings today.
Okay.
Today,
Okay.
In that 9 to 10 range. Lane Kiffin will get the quarterback situation figured out, and like Chris was saying, there's going to be people wanting to go to LSU.
And LSU had a really good defense. Their problem was with their defense sometimes the offense couldn't move the ball and they stayed on the field all the damn time. So that hurt their defense. So if they can get their offense figured out, they're going to be dangerous.
They have the top recruiting class coming in LSU right now as well.
Wow, that's crazy. You know what's crazy though? When I look at a guy like him, Lane Kiffin. He took that Tennessee job and he bolted out quickly. He took the Ole Miss job and left in the postseason. Didn't even finish the postseason. I don't know. Something about him just tells me he doesn't like to stay in places very long, or he's a very moving around kind of guy.
Well, he was willing to stay and do the postseason. He wanted to stay and finish. He wanted to finish, and they said no. So.
That's kind of dumb on Ole Miss's part, but
Ole Miss probably knew that he probably would try something like that.
Well,
so they put it in the contract.
Well, Ole Miss was worried the fact that if he stays around the kids, stays around the coaches, that he's just his concern. Not that he wouldn't try to win a championship. I'm not saying that. I think their concern was hey, he's going to be in the kids' ears. He's going to be in the coaches' ears. Hey, come over to Mississippi to me. And I think that was a concern of the athletic director, and I'm not saying that's not a fair, take. I'm not saying that. So I understand why they didn't want him to coach, but this is all on college football, guys. It's on college football. The way they got things set up. If he was going to move, he had to move. He had to do it now if he was going to do it. So because of the way they got things set up. So it's on college football. They need to change that.
And they definitely need to move the transfer portal date. I think that really messes up a lot of things, especially since it's right in playoff. I mean, that's just like the most inconvenient time. You got to do it in December. At some point in December, get it over with. Let these kids get some of their new schools when the time comes and keep rolling. I think doing it right in January is crazy to me.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
December when we know better of.
Yeah, it should be after the playoffs.
That's true. I don't know much about when does the semester start for college? Like, when do you have to be enrolled by?
And see, that's one of the problems why they do it now is because of being enrolled. But like moving it to December wouldn't help because you're still in the middle of the season. I think the best time would be spring before the season started.
I say late January, early February is probably when it should be.
So what's the last games is what? Probably what, January 15th, something like that.
Yeah,
maybe?
something like that. Yeah,
middle of January.
I mean, it's really not fair. It's not fair. Look, if I'm playing for Ole Miss, and we have a shot at a national title, it's completely unfair to them to not let him finish it out, and let those kids either get the title or don't get the title, and then take off. I think just them not letting him do it is really doing. I understand it's a business thing; they don't want to lose this out of the other, but we are really kind of doing your students a disservice by not letting him finish. If he wanted to stay there and finish it, they should. I think they should have gave it. I think they owed it to the students to let him finish it.
Yeah, I can make an argument for Ole Miss. I mean, I know 11-1. They blew that game against Georgia. You can make an argument that Ole Miss could be the best team in the country. They could be the best.
Could be in the top 4.
I mean, I'm not going to say they're not capable of beating IU. I think they would have a shot. I think they could beat. I think they'd have a shot at Ohio State. So I think they could beat anybody if they play good enough that day. So I think they're one of the best teams in the country.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. Hey guys, let's move on to a little bit of NBA. Want to talk just a little bit. So where we are right now in the Eastern Conference, we got Detroit 17-4, the Knicks 13-6, Miami 14-7, Toronto 14-7, Orlando 13-8, and then we'll give me and Chris and Glenn will have a crying party about our Pacers at 4-17. Now over on the Western Conference, we got Oklahoma 20-1, Lakers 15-5, Houston 13-4, Denver 14-5, the Spurs 13-6. The team that's kind of crapped the bed kind of surprised me that they've crapped the bed in the West is the Clippers 5-16. And speaking of that, the Clippers releasing Chris Paul. Where would Chris Paul might end up, guys, or is he just too old and nobody gonna take him? I think
I'm gonna tell you exactly where he's gonna end up.
They're gonna end up on Uncle Drew Part 2.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's gonna end up. Oklahoma City's gonna pick him up, and he's gonna get that championship.
Geez. Okay, that's a possibility.
He gonna take Nikola Topic's spot.
Let's talk about.
He ain't gonna play a minute.
Let's talk about the East, Chris. Your thoughts on the Eastern Conference as of right now?
Yeah, I mean, Pistons are looking good. The Sixers got off to that quick start, and everybody was starting to jump on their bandwagon. And then
I do better than that.
Yeah, they've fallen flat in their face since then. Raptors are looking pretty good too. I watched a little bit of their game the other night. It'll be interesting to see what they're doing. The Knicks haven't been bad, but they're also a team I wasn't real high on. But I think to watch out for the Pistons, Raptors, and the Magic. I think are going to be in maybe the top three teams toward the end of the year.
So do you believe in the Pistons? Yeah, I do too. I do too. I like this Pistons team a lot. Could be a dangerous team. I would not be surprised
off the top three.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if all the top three in the East are Pistons, Toronto Raptors, and the Orlando Magic.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't. Miami's playing pretty good right now, but yeah, I don't disagree with you. The Knicks, I still think could be in the top four. I know they're 13-6, but they've had some injuries too. So we'll
the Knicks don't win another game all year.
Well, okay. All right.
I have to agree.
All right, Big Lynn. We'll do the Pacers separate. We'll cry on that separately. Big Glenn, your thoughts on the Eastern Conference?
Detroit looking good, but I have a question that you haven't brought up yet. Where does Giannis go since he's requested Detroit?
Yeah, I was just about to talk about that too. And that's true. That really is. That's a huge thing for you.
If I'm Milwaukee, I said, your ass ain't going nowhere. You're staying right here is what I would tell him.
Yeah,
I thought Miles Turner was going to make that team a championship contender. What the hell happened?
Yeah, right. I could have told you that.
No, they are a championship contender. What, you telling me they're not?
The what?
No, hold on, Chris. Are you telling me right now that the Bucks are not a championship contender? Is that what you're telling me?
No.
I don't think
they're
No, I don't either.
Not with Miles Turner and not before Miles Turner. Maybe if the year
Turner didn't really move the needle.
The Bucks are just as much a championship contender as my Indiana Pacers are this year.
Yeah. And once Giannis goes, they'll be down there with us.
Well, that really is it, right? I mean, is Giannis going to leave? And if they do trade him, what is going to be the compensation for him? Because James Harden got like 6 first rounders or 5 first rounders. I got to imagine Giannis should command at least 6 first round picks or 5 or 6.
I'll tell you exactly
because what they get, what the Lakers or no, what Dallas get for Luka? 2 for.
Well, they got Anthony Davis.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what though.
They got Anthony Davis.
I know exactly
what they get.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got fleeced, and everybody knows it. That's why they were calling for Nick Hartenstein's job.
Nico Harrison, you mean?
Or Nico Harrison, whatever that is. I told Chris the other day I can't remember her name. Don't you people know? Don't you speak Jay McLovin? Come on.
You had the initials right.
God, okay. From now on, I'm not doing any more names. I'm just doing initials. Fuck it.
Hey, I
hope y'all can speak in phonics.
So here's the thing. I know exactly where Giannis is going to go, and
Okay.
Frankie, the Laker fan, is going to get like Chris's present.
You think he's going to the Lakers?
Yeah.
Oh, I do too. I
Really?
definitely think he's going to the Lakers.
It makes too much sense.
Yeah, I've already seen memes where they had him in Lakers jerseys. I mean, that's where everybody's expecting him.
Well, everybody thought Turner. He was memes with Turner going there for the last 7 years until he.
Well,
that's true.
Well, he ain't no Giannis, so he's no Giannis.
Because they want him, don't mean. I'm not saying they're going to get him. I haven't. Honestly, I didn't even know they was asked for a trade. I didn't even know. I heard he deleted some shit, but I didn't pay a whole lot.
Yeah, he went on there and deleted all of his stuff that anything to do with the Bucks. I saw that too. It's all gone.
It's been all social media and stuff. Tony. That's why I
never understood that. What's the point of if you're gonna go somewhere? Why do these players always delete all of their old team stuff? Like, is that like taboo or something for them to know?
Yeah.
But you don't think we knew that Giannis was on the? I don't understand why they delete all of their chat.
Yeah,
or
they
whatever.
usually
They're showing
They're
showing the team that they're pissed off and they're mad.
Yeah.
Hey, I trade him. I trade him to the West.
Yep.
I trade him. I find the worst team I could find.
Portland.
Clippers. Hey,
Nope,
you're going to Clippers. They got Portland. I mean, Clippers got 5 wins right now. We'll send you Clippers.
Hey,
we'll send you.
They can send them to the second. They can send them to like the second worst team in the East. I'd be all right with it.
Yeah. I don't think that's what happened.
No,
They'd be morons to trade them in the East.
Well,
Gonzo,
yeah. If you go send to us, then we could be right back in it.
No, Glenn. You're gonna need a lot more than just Giannis. You got too many players down, man. I mean,
I think we can do it with him, but that's not gonna happen though.
Could you imagine a lineup though that had Luka and it had AR-15 and it had Giannis in it? That's a pretty good three. That's a pretty good three right there.
Giannis wants another ring. That'll be how he gets it. But to answer your question, Tony, original question, I figured Philly would fall out of the top 3 because I told Jay this and was giving Philly sports guy shit on the evening show about a month ago. I was like, yeah, Philly gonna fall out. They're gonna be back to doing what they was doing, So.
I'm gonna make a prediction where he's gonna go if he goes somewhere, and I'd say the Spurs.
Oh shit! Damn.
Because you put Wemby at the forward, him at the center.
Yeah.
Darren Fox, Ron Harper, that rookie they just drafted.
Yeah.
And the Spurs have a lot of draft capital and stuff that they could work.
Oh yeah, they do.
If they pull that off, I could almost say that they would be better than OKC. I think. I'm not fully committed to that because I think OKC still has the experience.
Yes, that's why.
But I do like but they got the coaching staff that was left behind by one of the greatest coaches, though.
Yeah, but down the road, I don't know if it'll be this year, but you go into the next season, or next season after that, San Antonio will be hard to stop. I agree with you on that part. I just don't know about this season because there's just so many moving parts. And look, Oklahoma's lost 1 game, this season. So. But
I just wonder how if they got Giannis though. I wonder how they would match up with OKC. I mean, they have Holmgren, and who's the other guy they have? Harkenstein or whatever his name is. Yeah, the tall guy. I mean, I just wonder how they're going to match up because I know, right? Good thing his first name wasn't Nico.
If he forgets my name, he's just gonna say, "Yeah, the little short guy."
The little short guy on there, man. Like, no, but seriously though, like how do they match up? Because you'd have Wemby. You would have Giannis. I mean, you would have 2 tall dudes that are very athletic and can shoot the ball really well. How are you going to guard that?
It'd be difficult.
I just think that'd be a matchup hell for OKC, I think.
I think San Antonio's got better stuff to give than the Lakers do.
Oh, for sure. Well, the Lakers got rid of most of their stuff during that LeBron thing, and they haven't had draft capital in a hot minute.
Yeah, they would have money to pay him because you get rid of LeBron, but after this year. But yeah, be interesting. Let's talk about the Western Conference. Oklahoma 20-1, Lakers up there at 15-5, playing pretty good. Houston 13-4. Jay, let's go to you. What are you thinking about the Western Conference? And then what do you think about your Houston Rockets?
Yeah, absolutely. Joe, just to answer your question, they're on vacation right now, so that show won't be kicking back up till Monday. So you get to enjoy us. What do I think about the Western Conference? Well, I mean, when you got a team like OKC sitting at the top that doesn't seem to ever want to lose, it's a little disheartening. You know, and it's not like the rest of the teams are bad, right? Nuggets, I think, are at 2. I think Rockets are at 3. And I think the Spurs are probably sitting at 4. I mean, LA is at 2. Nuggets actually dropped down to 5. But regardless, I mean, we got a good, solid group of teams in the West. Yeah. You know, I mean, I mean, if you're going to be in the top 6 in the West, you know, that's a strong 6. You know, what do I think about if they get Hachimura, if the Lakers pull out Hachimura, not Hachimura, Giannis, I'd be pissed because that legitimately is going to solidify the number 1 and 2, and it would be sitting at 3 and probably not going to go any higher than that. And same thing with the San Antonio. If he goes to San Antonio, you know, I think San Antonio catapults to 2, and either way, I think how it's going to affect if Giannis goes to anybody in that top 5. I think Houston stays at the 3 spot until we go into the playoffs. That's how I kind of see our division playing out. As far as the Rockets are concerned, we're 13-5. I still feel like bringing in Kevin Durant was the right thing to do. The team is playing good offensively, defensively. Reed Shepherd is getting about 20 points off the bench. I don't know why Reed Shepherd wasn't used during the postseason last year more, because the guy can hit the damn 3 ball with no problems. I don't know why or what the thought process was there. But either way, I think Houston has a 3-ball shooter. I think we have good defense, good offense. I think, you know, KD is settling into his role as a scorer, rebounder, assist guy, but he doesn't have to be the leader of the team. I think that's the biggest takeaway for me. And I don't know if the Rockets are planning on bringing anybody else in. I don't know if they really need to at this point. I think they're okay with what they got.
Yeah, my take is that
breaking news, Tony. Hold on, I'll read this verbatim from Shams Charnia. Giannis, I think could put Giannis. I'm just gonna say Giannis and his agent Alex Artizis have started conversations with the Bucks about the 2-time MVP's future, and discussing whether his best fit is staying or elsewhere. Sources tell ESPN a resolution is expected in the coming weeks.
Wow. My take on the West is I think Oklahoma's the clear favorite. But I think the team, and that's if no trades are made. You know, the team I think's got the best shot of dethroning them in the West would be Denver. They give them a hell of a time last year. So to me, right now, I think Denver would have the best shot right now. Of course, that don't mean injuries and trades and stuff can happen. But I still think Oklahoma's the favorite, and I think they go to the finals. And that's what I think on that. Chris, your thoughts on the West?
Yeah, Thunder look like they're the best team again this year in the West and in the league. I agree with you. I think the Nuggets are going by the end of the year will probably be the number 2 seed. I think the Nuggets are the second best team in the West. I know right now they're at 5th, but they're only a game behind the second and third teams. So it's not like they're way back behind the Lakers and the Rockets and the Spurs. So I think Denver will end up moving up, and then the Lakers. A lot of it to me just depends on health. But I think the best 2 teams in the West are the Thunder and the Nuggets.
Yeah. Let me ask you this: who do you think's better, in your opinion, the Lakers or Houston? If you had to pick,
it's close. I'd probably lean toward the Lakers just because they now that they have LeBron back, you have LeBron, Luka, and Austin Reeves. So I'd say they might. I'd lean toward them just a little bit, but I think them 2 teams are pretty close.
I think they're about even. I'd give the advantage to Lakers because of one reason, because of Luka. That's the only reason. But yeah, Houston's right there. Big Glenn, your thoughts on the West?
Oklahoma's looking good. Obviously, the favorite to win the West, and honestly, to win it all again, unfortunately. But Rockets, I think, will get things figured out. KD will get get it right, I think they will end up the number 2 seed in the West,
Okay.
and will give Oklahoma a scare, maybe even beat them. I think if it's not Oklahoma City that comes out the West, it'll be Houston. That's my thoughts on it because they got Alfred Shagun, and they got great players and stuff. So
I think Houston's biggest strength, which is the reason why I would put them over LA. Not that I'm not trying to be like a homer or anything, but you can't deny that our bench is scoring about 30 points a game.
Yeah.
you guys got the
Consistently
patient bench
30
in that
points,
way.
and we're probably they're averaging anywhere in the neighborhood of 15 to 20 boards. I mean, like our bench, we're pretty deep. Like,
Yeah.
and which where I think that comes mostly beneficial is the amount of minutes we got to put our starters on the floor, which really more centers around Kevin Durant and his age. We don't have to have Kevin Durant out there 40 minutes. We can give him out there
Yeah.
20, 25 minutes, and we're good.
Hey, if you
I
guys
think
got
that's
a
where it
bench,
really
you
comes
can't.
down to it.
And see the thing is, Jay, if you got a bench, you can compete with Oklahoma City if you guys can able to keep up with them with the pace and the scoring. So you guys got a good shot to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I think that, with the Lakers and Houston and Denver and Spurs, I think you've got any one of those teams. I would put the Spurs. I'd be a little bit more surprised if they were number 2, but they could be. But I think I wouldn't be shocked if the Lakers end up number 2. I wouldn't be shocked if Houston ended up number 2, and I wouldn't be shocked if Denver ended up number 2. But in my opinion, I think it's more important for the Lakers and Houston to be number 2 than it is for Denver. I think Denver could be 3 or 4, because of the experience. I think they could still make a run, being a 3rd or 4th or 5th seed. I think they've got a better shot than what a Houston or a Laker team would being 4 or 5. So I think it's more important for the Lakers or Houston to get up in that 2nd spot. That's just my opinion.
And Denver has the best player in the league on their team.
Yeah. Well, I was getting ready to talk about that too. Real
Yeah.
quick, I'll mention that. Points leader right now is Doncic of the Lakers, 35.1 a game. Behind him is Alexander from OKC, 32.5. But an assist, just like Chris said, the best player in the league. Joker, 10.9 assist. Rebounds, Joker, Denver, 12.4 in the league. And he's up there in the scoring too. He's not number 1, but he's up there in those categories. So I think he's the best player overall in the league. A lot of people would argue and say Alexander. Alexander's pretty good in those assists. Also, not as much on the rebounding, but I think Joker's the best player in the league. But I know people would argue Alexander, and I understand that.
You know what I thought was interesting? Who do you think right now is the best performing rookie right now? And I'll give you a hint, it's not Cooper Flagg.
Yeah, it's not.
This
Flagg.
really threw me off. When I saw this posted, it really threw me off.
Is it the guy from Philadelphia?
No.
Okay.
I'll give you a hint. He went to the Hornets, and he's Flagg's teammate.
Okay.
Was it Knife?
Yeah.
That dude is balling.
Okay.
Like he's balling. Like go look at his stats. I mean, that dude is just. And I knew he was. I knew when I saw him play against U of H, when he was at Duke. I mean, you could see him, man. That dude had no problems draining that 3 ball.
He's good.
He could drain that 3 with no problem. I mean, his stroke is so nice.
And he's just a ball player. Like I said, I mean, he's just a basketball player. I don't disagree. Guys, let's jump in a little college basketball. We'll give you a top 10, and then we'll see maybe who you guys. Is there a team that you guys are liking maybe early on? Season's just getting started. I mean, most teams have played 6, 7, 8 games. Purdue number 1, 7-0. Arizona number 2, 7-0. Michigan number 3, 7-0. Duke number 4, 8-0. UConn at number 5, 6-1. Louisville number 6, 7-0. Michigan State 7-0. Houston at number 8, 7-1. Number 9 BYU at 6-1. Iowa State at number 10, 7-0. Mine and Chris's team, I believe it's also Big Lynn's. IU is 7-0 at number 22, and they got a big game coming up. I think it's Saturday against number 6 Louisville, I believe. Pretty sure it's Saturday, so that's a big test for them.
Saturday at Cambridge.
I'll give you who I think is going to win it all. Early on pick, and we'll see how it turns out. I like Michigan. I like Michigan to win it all. Chris, what are you thinking about the college basketball season so far? IU, and who do you think might win it all?
Yeah, Big Ten has been looking tough from the games I've got to see. Like you said, you got Michigan up there, Michigan State's up there, Purdue, as always. It seems that here lately they've been up there over the last 5-6 years. They've been probably top 4, top 5 up there. So IU is looking good. I like UConn. Before I talk about IU, I do like that UConn team. I know they have the one loss, but I think that coach is getting that rebuilt after last year. Didn't have a terrible year, but didn't have after being a national championship the 2 years before that. Weren't able to follow it up the third year, but I think they're a lot better this year. And then IU, we finally have an offense that seems like it might be kind of consistent. We've been scoring over 80, 90 points a game, which last few years was far and in between of us scoring close to 100 points a game. I know we've hit 100 a couple times. I like what they're doing. We got a couple guys that can score the ball, and our defense looks a lot better than what it's been the last couple of years. So I look for IU to keep moving up a little bit. I think by the end of the year we'll be decently ranked and be right up there in the tournament.
Yeah, I agree with you. Real quick on UConn, I watched them play some last night, beat Kansas. Really like they pounded the ball inside, man. They just pounded and pounded and pounded that ball inside, and I really like that. I think that makes them a good tournament team. So yeah, I agree with you. Watch out for UConn. Jay, your thoughts on the college basketball? Also on you. I know you kind of like Houston. I know you like Texas too, but you follow Houston too. Don't say you don't. You do. And
I know what you're talking about. You've been hanging out with Chris too much, man.
I remember
Chris,
last year.
Chris has been rubbing off on you.
I didn't hear much talk about Texas college basketball last year from Jay. I heard Houston basketball last year.
That's because there was nothing to talk about with Texas basketball. We suck in basketball.
I understand.
Listen, I will tell you, Texas is primarily baseball and football. Not that they don't have a basketball program, they do. And they've had moderate success, but that's not what Texas is. Texas has always been football, baseball. But in the basketball world, I agree with you about Michigan. Of course, I do follow U of H basketball. And they're doing well. They're shooting the ball at 76% at the free throw line. I'd like to see them be closer to 80, but 76 is not bad. Field goal, they're shooting about 43. I think that should be closer to around 50 or above. 3-point, they're about 32%. So they're not shooting the ball bad, but I think they need to shoot the ball better. Probably comes down to shot selection, things like that. But I mean, I think Houston's. I mean, I think they're ranked 8th. You know, so and I'd go into Texas, but like I told you earlier, Texas, there's nothing really to talk about with Texas, man. So I don't see the point in making Chris over there go to sleep hearing me talk about how crappy Texas basketball is.
Yep.
Texas basketball puts you to sleep just watching it.
You put up, Glenn. Nobody asked you.
Okay, Big Glenn, your thoughts on college basketball and who you think might win it all and IU?
It's too early to tell. I think Purdue, Michigan will be in it at the end, as well as UConn, maybe Houston if they get things figured out. As far as IU is concerned, I want to see how they respond in league play with, against Purdue, Michigan State. If we can keep up with those teams and maybe snag some wins there, I'll start considering them legit. It's just too early in the season right now for me to go all in on IU. So
well, I think we'll find out a lot Saturday to see where they're at against Louisville.
Don't overlook Purdue. Don't overlook Purdue, man. I remember last year.
I'm going to overlook Purdue, and they gonna fall on their ass like they always do.
He don't like Purdue. He don't like no Purdue.
Hey, I don't like Purdue either, but I know they usually put out a pretty tough team, though. I've seen them play against Houston. They were tough.
Tough enough just to come up just a little bit short.
Mention of Purdue, I just want to give a shout out to one of the guys that used to wrestle for me and Chris. His son just committed to go to Purdue to wrestle.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
That's cool as hell, man.
Name's Jackson Bradley. His dad, Casey Bradley, wrestled for us, and all his family wrestled for us at the Powell Club, and through Chris coached them guys at Muncie Southside High School. So his son wrestles for Allen High School here in Indiana, and He's been. I know he's placed in the state a couple of times already, and I think he's in the senior season this year, if I can talk, and trying to win a state championship this year. But I think he does really good with his grades, and he is committed to Purdue. He signed his letter to go to Purdue, so I think that's pretty cool. Purdue's a good school. I mean,
Yes, it is.
education-wise, it's a good school. Pretty decent wrestling school. Not a great, not top 3 or 4
It's
in
not
the
like
Big Ten.
Minnesota, Penn State,
But yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're not Penn State or Iowa or Ohio State. But they have gotten better. I think they've been ranked in the top 25 in the last few seasons. So they're a pretty good wrestling school. If you go to Big Ten in wrestling,
That's what I was getting ready to say.
pretty damn good.
Yeah, you're doing pretty good.
Yeah, I was going to say Purdue team wise in the Big Ten. Purdue isn't the greatest team wise, but if you can make a varsity spot on any team in the Big Ten, you're a hell of a wrestler because Big Ten is the best wrestling conference by far.
Yeah,
It's like the SEC of football.
It's not even close.
No, there's nobody even close to him. So yeah, I agree with that. So I just want to give him a shout out real quick. Guys, anything else? Oh yeah, there was something else. I skipped over. Sorry about that. No. Well, yeah. Let's give you our take on the Pacers, and then we'll let. I don't think we did talk about the about in football, college football, on the signing days. I know Jay wanted to bring that up real quick. We'll hit that because I forgot it. Sorry about that, Jay. Big Glenn, your thoughts on the Indiana Pacers?
It hasn't looked good early, but I'm starting to see some bright spots for the team now that we're getting guys back. But we still got a ways to go. I think it will end up being a long season, which I at the end of the day you really can't be upset because all the circumstances. But we could make some moves at some point, but I'm not sure. But we'll see. We shall see what we shall see. So
I'll tell you what I think we should do. Take this MFer. Let's get that. Let's get that number 1 pick. And let's
number
go
3
for
pick
that
and number 5 pick.
I wouldn't have said this start of the season because at the start of the season I thought we were going to be a playoff team. Again, I don't think we'd have been maybe top 4, but I thought we could have been 6, 7, or 8, maybe a play-in team, whatever. But I really thought we could be. The injuries just decimated us.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Ain't use making no excuses. We are where we are, and we got some time to see what a couple of the players that we need to know if we're going to keep them or not for next year. Mathern's one of them. When he's healthy, he's tough. But we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I say let's take this mother.
Yeah, because there's a good chance that we could end up with the 1st, the 3rd, and the 5th pick if things fall the way they could.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see what happens there. So, Chris, your thoughts on the Pacers?
Well, the only reason I don't want us to tank is because we're not going to get the number 1 pick because the NBA is not going to rig it for us to get the number 1 pick like they did the Mavericks.
That's true.
But honestly, we got off to a real bad start. We played pretty good the first couple games when we were healthy, and we had the rash of injuries. Like Glenn said, we have been playing better last couple games since we're getting guys back. It wouldn't bother me if they tanked, but I honestly think that we're still going to make the playoffs. I think we're going to end up right around that 7th, 8th spot because I think we're a decent. I think when we're healthy, we're a decent team.
I think we got enough talent to do it. We're just in such a hole right now.
That first month of the season.
Yeah, but it's still early in the year.
True, that's true. I mean, we're not even a quarter away
yet.
Yeah, we're just quarter way in.
I am very familiar with this type of conversation. As a Cowboys fan, I have had many conversations like this, and it usually results in
big disappointment. Big disappointment.
Hey, I recognize these types of conversations because I've had many of them, and I've always been disappointed with the end result. I'm just saying. By the way, I think I usually stand for injured and unwanted.
Right.
I'm kidding.
So we were joking about that because we said about us getting snow, man. I was out taking care of stuff, and I said to hold the snow until 6 o'clock. It wasn't even 5 o'clock and it was coming down. So you might want to watch what you say there, Jay.
Man, I'm telling. Hey, listen, I don't play around with that snow. I know
you don't.
Slipped and fell on black ice way too many times shoveling it and cursed all the way down the street.
I almost got stuck at the library.
What, you think something about black guys? What did you say?
Oh
shit.
No. Don't make me go Jerry Maguire on you. I was going straight Jerry Maguire. I love the black man.
Wait for Jay to pull out that pellet case with some holes in it.
I didn't even think Chris was going to go
It
there
just
as
got
far
hot
as
in here. It
Pacers
got
talk,
so hot.
but
I'm burning up.
it's possible, man. But I think that first month kind of this, and that first month this, and
Oh, yeah.
Hey, real quick, I know we're probably pressed for time, but I did want to just touch real quick on the signings. Chris Henry is still unsigned. Still has not submitted his paperwork to Ohio, so he's still weighing options. Could he potentially go someplace different?
Well, Jay, I got a question on that because I thought McAfee on his show announced that he was going to Ohio State.
I thought that's where he was saying he wanted him to go.
No, he announced that he committed to Ohio State, but when Hartline announced that he was leaving Ohio State to go to USF, Henry is now weighing his options and is still looking at Oregon and USC again since Hartline's leaving. So he has not fully committed to Ohio State yet.
Chris, see if you can get his phone number. We'll talk to him about IU. Hey man, let's
come on over here to IU, baby, right?
You know who he was living with and who is basically raising him, don't you?
No.
Because of course it's Pac-Man Jones.
Okay.
Pac-Man Jones was real close to Chris Henry, and his son was living with Pac-Man, and they ended up moving him out to the West Coast, and he was going to Mater Dei high school out there.
Mater Dei out there, yeah.
He was trying to get bigger. He was real athletic, but he was kind of skinny. He's gotten bigger now. That's why he's trying to get it. Now Ohio State was going to get him, but like I said, being around Florida and everything, they all know that Hartline, and that was one of the big reasons he was going to go to Ohio State was because of Hartline. So now he's kind of not that he's not going to go, but he was reconsidering it. So he hasn't fully committed yet.
Okay.
But there was definitely some things, right? So Chris Henry is still one of them. Obviously, the other one, and I don't remember his name, but the number 2 guy, I was talking about this earlier, the number 2 quarterback prospect in the nation is going to go to Vanderbilt. So I think Vanderbilt is quietly amassing some talent over there.
Yeah.
And honestly, I watched them when they played against Texas. I thought they have a pretty good something like they have a pretty good team over there.
Yeah,
they need a few more pieces. Vanderbilt, I think, is one to watch. I think West Virginia is one to watch. I know Pat McAfee was saying there's a lot of people that are starting to head West Virginia's way now to join up that. I think Amore was who he kept talking about, that running back as well, that might be going there. So I don't know, man. I mean, there's some landscape changes I think coming down the pipe in college. I think over time, give a little bit more time.
McAfee's putting up some money. McAfee's putting up some money for that West Virginia program.
You know he is. Yeah. Oh, of course. Of course he is.
He's the main reason that Rich Rod is back at West Virginia.
And that was a good pickup.
And that's a hell of a guy to do recruiting for you when you got Pat McAfee as your booster. I mean, more than just the money, right? I mean, people buy into Pat.
He's probably their biggest booster, honestly.
Oh yeah.
I mean, hell, I wish he'd come do some booster for Texas. I would love that.
Yeah, Pat had a good interview. He had Nick Khan, who's one of the guys that helped runs WWE, and he's part of TKO, and he's part of boxing. He was talking a lot about boxing, about this new organization they're trying to put together. It sounds good. I think they got a tall task ahead of them to try to fix boxing, but I hope they do, because I remember those times he was talking about when I was a kid watching. I was 11, 12 years old, and on this Saturday, the fight on ABC. The next Saturday, there was fight on CBS. The next Saturday, fight on NBC.
Yeah, they're in Manila,
That's one thing I really miss growing up as a kid was the wide world of sports on ABC. I mean, it was awesome.
I remember that. They don't have that no more, but I do. Man, I remember that.
Oh, it was awesome, man. Boxing. It could be winter sports. It could be anything. It was just awesome. Harlem Globetrotters. That's where they debuted on.
And he was right. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chris.
I was just gonna say, I gotta watch the rest of that interview. I started to watch it. And I fell asleep. I was hurting pretty bad, so I took a muscle relaxer, and I was sitting on the couch watching it, and I passed out.
And they was talking about the shape that Pat's got into, and I hadn't noticed. Well, he lifted up a shirt. And the dude's got some abs, but you could tell the difference in his face. He was pointing out, man, he's lost some weight. I mean, he's gotten the shape. And Nick Khan was teasing me. He said, "Well, you didn't look like that when your wife was pregnant. You looked a little bit different, a little fat."
Yeah, a little
You
fat.
know, he was teasing. You tell him and Khan's got a real good relationship. They
Oh
both
yeah.
respect each other a lot. And I agree with
You know,
Chris.
I
I
gotta
feel,
tell you, man. I think McAfee is a better businessman and an entertainer than he ever. I mean, I think y'all probably agree. Better than he ever was as an NFL player. I mean, he's
No,
born for
I
this
don't agree.
entertainment industry. You don't think
Yeah.
so?
No,
He
he's great in the
drove
entertainment
freaking.
industry, but he was also one of the best punters to ever play.
Yep.
He was
You
a
know,
hell, he was a hell of a
Chris.
punter.
Oh no, and that's
He,
my point. But I think
yeah.
what he's doing right now from a business level and the way he's networking and connecting, and he's really out there.
Oh yeah,
You're
no,
the-
he's the
He drove
he's the
freaking Ryan Grigson nuts. You know. So.
he's the best. He's the best sports. Has the best sports show going right now by far. It ain't even,
It's
in my
Almost
opinion, it ain't
definitely.
even close.
It's not even close. And you talked about his business. He's learned a lot from Nick Khan and also that one agent. I forget his name, Ari, whatever his name is.
Emmanuel.
Emmanuel. He's sat down. He's talked about it on the show. He's sat down and he's talked to these guys under the learning tree, and he's learned so much about business. And I agree with Chris. I still think he's going to end up when this show's done with ESPN in a year or two or whatever. I think he's going to end up on Netflix. I agree with
Almost.
you
Yeah, because
100%.
Nick Hahn's got the inside track to get him in there.
Yeah, and he said in the past that he like when he's negotiating the contracts for his business, like when he was doing it when he was deciding if he's going to go to ESPN or one of these other networks and stuff. He called Nick Khan, was one of the guys he called and talked to, Triple H, the Ari Emanuel, Mike Lombardi. Like he has 4 or 5 guys that he really trusts when it comes to the business stuff that he runs everything through and kind of gets their opinion on it.
Well, they always say the best people put the smartest people around him, and he seems to be insulating himself with highly intelligent people.
Yes.
A lot of people don't understand. Like he does that kicking contest every week on game day.
Yeah,
that's his money he's giving away. He's not. It's not a spot. They don't have a sponsor that gives that money. He's giving his own money away because, like he said, a sponsor ain't going to let me just say whatever amount I want.
Yeah.
They might want to give us 10,000. He said, me doing it, I can control it. It's like, hell, last week he told that kid if he hit the kick $1 million.
The first kick was 500,000.
And the kid missed it bad.
Dude never kicked before, ever. Never kicked before. And he missed it. He missed it bad. And he said, "I'm gonna give you one more shot. $1 million. It was all his. If you win, you get $1 million." He kicked it a little bit better, but it was wide left. And he, sorry. I think if I remember right, I think I heard him say give him $100,000. I think he did give the kid just for trying, give him $100,000. But
I mean, hell, $100,000 just for trying. I'll do that shit.
Throughout the college football season, between the money he's gave out to that kicking contest and when he does that kicking contest, he also gives out money to charity at the same time. He's gave out it's like almost $7 million of his that he's gave out doing that kicking contest this year between charity and people winning. Because hell, a lot of times, like the one girl, they had that one girl had never kicked before, but she didn't want to try. She wanted to try to kick since she won, and hell, she missed. I mean, she kicked it maybe 5 foot. So he said, "I'll tell you what, if Kirk Herbstreit can throw this ball through the uprights from right here." He said, "I'll give you $150,000." What he knew Kirk could throw. Kirk was a college quarterback at Ohio State. You know,
he was just looking for a reason to give her the money.
So he done that. He gave her like $150,000.
Real quick, I wanted to do a couple things on pro wrestling, just real quick. That won't take long.
Yeah.
First of all, if you are a pro wrestling fan and you're a big fan of watching old content, WWE, guys, you better get it in and watch it now because the all the shows on Peacock are going away. All that content is leaving. I think by the end of December it'll be gone. I don't know where it's going. I think it's going to go on their YouTube channel, but they've made no announcement about this. But if you go to the network and you click on something, it says this program ends on December 30th. In 29 days or 28 days, and all the programs are saying that. So it's I don't know if they're going to make an announcement, but so this old content that you like and they said the reason is there's just not enough people watching it. They're not, So I think they're going to put it on their YouTube channel and probably put commercials on there. It's what I think they're going to do.
So are they getting rid of the network?
Yeah, I think the WWE network on Peacock is going to be gone.
And then they're going to switch what? So if you want to watch WWE, are you saying we have to go to YouTube now?
I think it's going to be. They do already got a show called a thing on there called The Vault, and you can watch a lot of stuff on that. I think that's where it's going to go. Now I could be wrong. They could sell it somewhere else. I mean, I could be. They could go to another.
They're going to be ads in that bad boy every 10 seconds.
Man.
And the other thing that I wanted to bring up is, as far as pro wrestling, independent wrestling, it's happening tonight. A big show in Indianapolis, Indiana. AEW is doing Ring of Honor tapings and also live. And the show really looks like a good show. I'll be honest with you. I'm not the biggest AEW fan, but the card is really good. I think it's going to be a really good show. That's on
Tony.
TBS tonight.
Hey Tony, I got offered free tickets to that, and I passed them up.
I think it's going to be one hell of a show. And then the other thing about that, big news for independent wrestling fans, is at that Ring of Honor taping tonight, a local tag team is going to be there wrestling. So I don't know that I can say the name because I wasn't given permission to do that, so I'm not going to do it. I'll do it after they perform. And you usually can watch Ring of Honor on YouTube. So, but this team's getting the opportunity to wrestle at Ring of Honor and at that taping against a team there in AEW. So I think that's a big step for them. Again, I'm not going to say the name because I wasn't given permission to do that.
Yeah.
I was going to say the name, and then I had my second thought.
Yeah, don't do it, Tony.
I better not, because I don't want to get punched in the head. So
Marcus and Kelly LaPena.
No. Joey Owens would hit me with a chair, so I'm not. So no, JK. I don't want to get hit by JKO, so I'm not getting shocked by JKO. So I'm not going. But it's going to be a big surprise, and it's going to be cool for these people, and we will. After that's done, I will bring that up and give them a legitimate shout out that they deserve.
Yes,
they definitely deserve it.
We'll be doing that tomorrow night. Sound like.
Yeah. I think we'd be okay. I think Marcus would tell me I'm okay now, but I'm not taking a chance. But Marcus ain't the one who would take the punch. It'd be me, so I'm not doing it.
Don't be scared, Tony. You got life insurance.
I know it, but
Crystal come over there and spoon feed you. It's okay.
I know who it is, but I'm not touching that.
You shouldn't be worried about taking a punch from Joe. You should be worried about that chop.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't want to chop. I don't want a chair shot. He's the king of the chair shots too. I don't want that. I'm not
sure to take a punch from him in that chop. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
I felt the chop.
Jay, I know who it is, and I
think we lost Glenn. Real quick, Joe was asking. He thought WWE's on Netflix. It's not on Netflix. I know they were talking about that.
Raw was on Netflix.
Monday Night Raw is on Netflix.
Oh, Raw is on Netflix.
Raw's on Netflix.
How much I watch?
Raw's on Netflix. Now, all their overseas stuff, they have all the WWE Network on overseas. In America, it's on Peacock, but it looks like it's going away.
I'm wondering if they're not going to put it on either Netflix or maybe end up on ESPN, because
ESPN did say they might be interested in putting on there. Netflix might be interested in putting on there, but nothing's been worked out yet. So it's a possibility. I know they've got a lot of stuff on that thing called the Vault, and that they could probably make money by getting commercials of people watching it. So I don't know what they're going to do. They haven't made no announcement yet.
Well, it made my decision real quick, because that means I'm getting rid of Peacock.
Yeah, I already did.
I ain't gonna lie. That's the only reason I had Peacock was.
I already got rid of Peacock because I can watch the NXTs on the app I've got, so I don't need Peacock.
The reason I had Peacock was to watch the WWE Network.
And I watched Chicago Fire and all them shows. I can watch it on my app too. So I got rid of Peacock, got rid of Hulu. I kept Netflix. I didn't need Netflix, but I kept Netflix because my daughter in Chicago may happen to watch it every now and then.
No, hey, I look, I like Netflix. I don't have Hulu or Peacock or any of that stuff either. I think I got Netflix and Prime, and I think that's all the wife would let me spend.
Yep.
The only reason I had Netflix was because that's how I used to watch. That's how I watched the WWE Network. But now I ain't gonna need not Netflix, Peacock. I mean, I ain't gonna need Peacock no more.
The only problem with YouTube,
I don't have none of the other apps because I get everything on the app I use.
I know a guy was talking on last night. I was watching the show, and they was talking about that subject. It's one reason why I brought it up. Said on YouTube they are even cutting more stuff out. If you guys remember years ago when there was a feud going on, Jake Snake Roberts, the Undertaker, and Randy Macho Man Savage, and there was a part where Jake the Snake Roberts throws Elizabeth pretty hard. I mean, he threw her to the ground pretty hard, and almost looked like he smacked her. They cut that scene completely out of the show and as a pay-per-view. But what was weird about, they cut that part out, but anything that was connected with it, they left in. So you don't make it, if you've never seen that show before and you're watching it, you're like, what the hell are they talking about? You know, because they should have cut some of the other stuff out, because in context it didn't make any sense because you didn't see it.
And you know who they heavily edited out of a lot of the stuff dating back from when he the incident in 2007 is Chris Benoit.
Oh yeah, they're doing it. They're going to cut all that stuff out with Chris Benoit, unfortunately. But I understand. I mean,
yeah,
with everything that happened.
That Chris Benoit stuff, man, that was bad. That was just bad. I didn't really know much about him. I mean, I knew his name, but I didn't know a whole lot about him until I seen that incident. And I was like, wow, okay.
I think what changed him is when
Eddie passed away.
Eddie Guerrero died, and I think he snapped. I think he completely come unglued. That was his best friend, and they said he was never the same after that. But they said that they did look into his brain and cut him open, did CTE, and I guess they said he had a brain of like a 88-year-old man.
That's crazy.
Alzheimer's patient or something like that. Yeah,
and
I mean, and that's the downside, right? To any sport, is after effects.
And his big move was a flying headbutt off the top rope.
Yep. Unprotected too, by the way.
Yeah,
he was coming down. He was coming down hard.
He was one of my favorite wrestlers.
Oh, dude, I mean, he wasn't a great personality, but as far as in the ring, he was hard to beat. And just had an intensity about him. That's one thing. He didn't need a personality.
That's right there was the reason I liked him.
He was intense. He was really intense, and it sucked.
But if you want to believe a conspiracy theory, not that I endorse these theories, any of these theories, but some people think Kevin Sullivan has something to do with it.
People have said that for years.
Yeah,
Kevin Sullivan was formerly married to a woman, the one that got killed by Chris Benoit, his wife. But Sullivan was married to her first, and actually did a storyline where started out as a storyline.
Ended up being the wrong thing.
Sullivan. They left Kevin Sullivan for Chris Benoit, and as they're doing the storyline, it really happened. She did leave him and went with Chris Benoit. So I think I stay away from them kind of storylines if you got a wife. I don't think you say that.
Man, you ain't lying.
Do you remember when Arn Anderson did that interview on Nitro that came out during that time and was talking about Benoit not messing with another man's family and stuff, how it was eerie and stuff? Yeah. You know what I'm talking about, Tony. That was weird.
Yep.
And it ended up foreshadowing the events of 2007, Chris or Jay.
What?
Yeah.
For wrestling, which was worse? I'd say Benoit, but Owen Hart falling and dying was really bad. Which one do you guys think was worse? I mean, one was an accident, so I guess you have to say definitely Benoit. But Owen Hart falling just because the rig they used wasn't what it should have been. I mean, that sucked. The dude fell, I forget how many feet. It was like 100 and
Camp Arena was a big ass arena too. So it was one hell of a fall.
140, 150 feet in the air and fell. And he hit the turnbuckle. His head hit the turnbuckle, broke his neck. And
I think Owen was worse for the WWE because it happened at a live event, and you had all those people in the arena that was there and witnessed it. Where Benoit stuff, was bad because he worked for WWE, but it was something totally separate. And the only reason it was associated with WWE is because he worked for him. Where the Owen Hart thing happened at a live event, and it was in WWE could it be held responsible for it because of not like you said, not proper equipment and shit like that. So.
What do you guys think about the decision that Vince made? And look, it was a tough decision to make. You're in the middle of a pay-per-view, probably halfway through it, 3/4 of the way through it. full arena, 17,000 people. That happens. He went on with the show. He decided to go on with the show. What do you think? Do you think that was the right decision or the wrong decision? Chris, what do you think?
I think it was the right decision, but that's easy for me to say sitting here in a chair and not in that position to have to make that decision within a minute or so. You know what I mean? A couple minutes. Like it wasn't like he had a whole lot of time to think about and decide what you're going to do. You're making it right there in the heat of the moment, and you have everything going on. But I think it was the right thing because, for one, like you said, you have that arena full of people. To me, if you cancel it and just try and get everybody out there, it creates more of a mess.
Yeah.
So I think he done the right. I think the right thing was to keep it going because for one, too, I know he passed away in the ring, but say that he wasn't passed away.
Yeah.
If you end the show and you letting all these people out, that's going to affect the ambulances and any medical treatment trying to get in or out of that place as well. So I mean, it's a tough situation, but I don't think it was a big deal of keeping it going.
Vince was old school. He came from that background as the show must go on. You know that people say the show must go on. So I think that's why he did it. I understand some of the wrestlers push back on it now because they were traumatized. I mean, the people that had to go on and do that next match, there's blood in the ring. So I can imagine them dudes were traumatized. The last place they wanted to be was in that ring.
Yeah.
So I understand that viewpoint too. I don't know if there's a right or wrong decision, but I understand. You know, you're on pay-per-view. You've got, at that time, pay-per-view was big. You've got $1 million or $2 million in pay-per-view going on. And like you said, you had 60 seconds to make that decision. Maybe more, maybe 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes. Very tough decision.
I think it was close to about almost a half an hour when they got the board of directors together between them when they brought him out and everything to make a decision. I mean, at that point, you have to make a quick decision.
Yeah, I don't think you wasn't going to win or lose either way. I mean,
no,
you either way you're going to be a loser, and you was going to lose no matter what you did. I think.
Yeah,
so.
It was a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation, and I think Vince made the best business decision that minimized the risk. So
yeah, I think logistically, I think what Chris was saying earlier about the ambulances, even getting him out if he was still alive, things like that. I mean, logistically, for the company, for the family, for everybody, it was better that it does go on and just get through it, get it done. Because like Chris said, I mean, if you cancel it and you got all these people trying to get it, who's to say that fights won't break out, right?
Yeah, right.
Any number of things can happen, if the show gets abruptly canceled like that. And it doesn't look good on WWE either. I mean, it's already a bad spot, but then to end up and then have to do all that explaining, all that financial give back, that would have been a really nasty situation all the way around.
You don't know what could have happened. I mean, like you said, it could.
And you're not gonna bring him back. I mean,
it could have been a riot. It could have had a riot. You don't know what could have happened. It sucked all the way around. Well, guys, let's get out of here for today. Thought we had a good show. So
absolutely.
Tomorrow we'll be talking a lot of. We'll be talking some college football games. We'll be talking some NFL Thursday night football. Maybe we'll have some other stuff, some surprises. You never know. So tune in tomorrow. And hope everybody has a good day. Stay warm if you're in a cold place. If you're in a nice place, go out and enjoy it.
Yeah, hey, you go out and enjoy that next weather down there, Jay.
Yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this 50 degrees. One last thing. Is Eldon Campbell. Obviously, rest in peace. He passed away. He was born in '68, I believe it was, and passed away just recently. So, Eldon Campbell, to the family, man. We are sorry to hear for your loss, and thoughts and prayers are with you. It's your boy Jay, Tony, Gonzo, Big Glenn. See y'all tomorrow.